26th of April, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura, Chometz on Pesach. Chometz on Pesach. Rabbi Yomori. Oh, can't hear you. It doesn't look like you're muted, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Should be fixed now.
Oh, there it is. We hear you now.
Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, let's continue on. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanafni, here in Shlaim Care of Zoom. This is our second share in the morning. We're learning Hilchos Mishnah Berura in the reference to the halachas of Chometz that was kept in prohibition of the laws of Berura B'Yamatzeh on Pesach. So if you look in the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Taf Mem Chet, we're in Sif Gimel. We'll start Sif Gimel today.
Okay. Gimel. Okay.
Okay, Mary, would like to begin reading?
Okay, it says, let's see. Chometz shel Yisrael shavar alav ha-Pesach asur b'hana'ah. Okay, so it Chometz of Yisrael that passed on Pesach that I guess you had on Pesach, maybe. I don't know.
Right, or another way of putting it, any chametz of a Jew that survived Pesach, meaning the chametz should have been destroyed. Any Jewish chametz should have been destroyed on Erev Pesach, and any chametz which was remaining had to not belong to the Jew, had to be sold to the goy. So any chametz that survived Pesach without being destroyed, so that's going to be asur b'hana.
So it's forbidden to enjoy.
Right.
Okay. Then afilu hiku shogeg. Oh, we had shogeg before. So even if you put it in, what happened to everybody? Oh, okay.
Yeah, meaning even if it had been left over by unintentionally.
Oh, unintentional shogeg, right. Although that's part of the statement, you say, I don't know if it's before or after, maybe both, looking for chametz, right?
Right, the bittul chametz. We'll see how that figures into this. That's going to be important consideration, right?
Okay, oanus, or intentionally, or intentionally, I guess.
I think anus is beyond his control.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, okay, or beyond his control. Okay.
But how would that work, Rabbi? Can you give me an example of something chametz that was owned on Pesach ba'onus?
Yeah, that it was very, very common in earlier times that the civilian population had to feed the military, right?
Yeah.
And you're not the military is not going to be very happy with potatoes and matzah brei.
Right. So you were forced to actually serve them chametz.
Right. Yeah. It was very, very common. There were a lot of questions about it. Even the time of the Gemara speaks about those situations. So
really?
you can just imagine Napoleon's troops coming into your town and expecting pancakes and cinnamon buns for breakfast.
Right.
And they're not going to be happy with potatoes and onions. They could get violent, you know.
So it's pekuach nefesh.
Yeah, that's right. So there were a lot of questions about it. Not simple questions at all. Very serious questions. Yeah,
So if you bought a bunch of flour in order to feed the soldiers,
right,
you're permitted to because pekuach nefesh.
right. So
And when
first of all,
Pesach was
flour
over,
itself could not, it may not necessarily be chametz. I mean, in general, flour doesn't have to be chametz, and sometimes it is. If they wash it and they treat it in ways that could make it chametz. But the case would be um, when you had this flour and it was either really chametz, you knew it was treated in a way that could have made it chametz, or was maybe even just a doubt that it was chametz. I mean, that's a suffix, it's a suffix deraisa. And there are certain ways we can get around it and avoid the questions. But not in all cases. Sometimes they would simply force to do it. It was very difficult. That was on us. So even in the case where they had to let's say they were let's say the the supply command of Napoleon's army came into the city, and they say that the troops are arriving in a day, so you should have food prepared for them, right?
right?
So it's almost at threat of death, or you could even be accused of rebelling against the king or rebelling against the emperor, right? If not, so they might have to prepare all this food. And let's say their troops didn't arrive. Let's say they decided to go to Waterloo instead of coming to your town, right?
Baruch Hashem.
So you have all this chametz lying around. So even though it might now Pesach has passed, and you were honest that you had to make the chametz, but nevertheless it'd still be aser b'hana.
Right. Very
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. We'll see examples. Mr. Berura maybe bring some examples.
Okay. Ve'imicharo o nitano le'eno Yehudi. Okay, so if he sold it or he gave it to a non-Jew, she michutz beit kodem Pesach, that it's what, outside of his house before Pesach.
Right. So let's say that he had chametz and he sold it to a non-Jew, or he gave it to a non-Jew and the chametz was taken out of his house before Pesach.
Okay, we're given to a non-Jew. Okay. Taken out of his house before Pesach. Let's see. Afal pi sha Yisrael machiro le'no Yehudi. Therefore, if the Israel sold it to the non-Jew, the Odeya bo shelo yiga bo klal ela yishmerenu lo ad li'acher Pesach. Oh, and he knows what that it.
He the Jew knows that the non-Jew is not going to touch it. Meaning he's giving Fritz a case of Shivas Regal. He's got 12 bottles of Shivas Regal in the box. He's giving it to Fritz. He says, Fritz, listen, right? I'm giving this to you to watch for me till after Pesach, or he's selling it to him, but I want to buy it back after Pesach. And if you know that the goy is not going to touch it, right? So
Well, I thought it says le'eno, isn't it? He does not know.
Alpha Pish Yisrael Machru le'eni Yehudi, right? even though that the Jew sold it to the non-Jew, v'yodea
Oh.
bo shelo yigabo, and he know klal, and he knows that he didn't touch it at all.
Got it.
Okay, let's see, Boeno Klal Yishmerenu Lo, that he'll guard it until after Pesach, okay, or watch it maybe. V'yachzor, and return, and v'yitnenu lo mutar, and he returns it and gives it to him, that is permitted. Uvilvad she'yitnenu lo matana gemura b'lishum tanai. Okay, and what just, let's see, uvilvad, and only that he'll give it to him as a complete gift without any conditions.
Right. Right, exactly.
Okay.
Wait, who's giving it to who? This
The-
is
the-
return or the initial gift?
The initial gift. The initial gift has to be given completely to the non-Jew without any stipulations.
So this is not a sale.
Right. You don't have to sell it. You can give a gift as well.
I thought it said back there, makiro le'eno Yehudi.
Yeah, he can sell it as well. There's two options. He can sell it, or he can give it as a gift.
So v'yachzor v'yitnenu lo, or he gives it as a gift.
Right. He can either sell it or he can give it as a gift. But the gift has to be given without any stipulations.
Oh, and only if he gives it. So bilvad means only?
Yeah, provide only if.
Only if he gives it to him as a gift. Does that mean not in the case of a sale?
Right. This is a case. This is another option. You have the option of selling it, or you have the option of giving a gift. The main point is you can't have this chometz, and you can't own this chometz. So you can either sell the chometz or you can give it to the goy as a gift.
Right. But if you sell it to him, then you're not allowed to take it back?
We'll see. There are conditions for the sale. You have to make specific stipulations for the sale. He's gonna have, because he's gonna, if you want to make a sale, he's gonna have to buy it from you, right?
Right.
But on the other hand, you can't get hana from chometz, right?
Well, you sold it before Pesach, right?
So that's right. So the sale has to be effected before Pesach, correct?
Oh, I see. This is yeah, it's not clear when he sold it.
Yeah. Well, okay. The Machaber is not going into those details yet.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, he did say, yeah, right. He says, I mean, it was said before Pesach. He mentioned before Pesach, exactly when, but he said before Pesach.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. So Shim Karenu Lo, Mechira Gemura, complete sale. Davar Muat, without anything less, without a thing less.
Right.
Okay. Aval Matana Aminat Lahakzir Lo Mehani. But a gift, let's see, a gift on the condition that he will return it is not Mehani.
Right. That's not going to be valid. To make a stipulation that you're giving the non-Jew this chometz as a gift on the condition that he'll return it to you, that's invalid.
Oh,
But if it's understood but not stated, then it is valid.
Apparently, we'll have to see about that, right?
Okay. Good.
Okay, let's see the Mr. Brewers here.
Okay. Let's see.
That will begin with Zion. Mr.
Okay,
Brewer and
Zion.
Sifka.
Asur b'hana, so it's forbidden to get pleasure. Dik nasuhu Rabbanan, ho'il v'avar alav b'chol. No, hold it.
Baal Yira Ubal Yimatse. Baal is you shall not see it. Baal Yimatse, you shall not find it. Chometz, there are two lavim by Chometz. You cannot see any Chometz, nor can you find any Chometz.
What is this first word? Dik nasuhu?
From Kanas, they made a penalty.
Okay, but that means within the Jew's house, though, right?
Well, okay.
Let's say you go into a store and you see chametz. Does
Right.
that meet this
So-
condition?
right. So that if the Chometz doesn't belong to you, so you're not, according to most authorities, you're not obligated to do anything about Chometz which does not belong to, even if it's
Oh.
another Jew's Chometz. There are some that suggest that even someone else's Chometz you're responsible for to a certain extent.
Uh-huh.
Does it matter if the store is owned by a Jew?
Yeah, I mean, if it's owned by a non-Jew, then that would be all right. It could even be, let's say, I'm just guessing. I don't know definitively, but I don't think there's any. Let's say there's a Jew, and they work as a cashier in a one of these major, and when it was
In Yesh.
Walmart's or well, in Eretz Yisrael, it's not such a problem. Most chametz is sold here. But let's say in Chutz La'aretz, they work in Walmart or ShopRite or whatever it is, and
Right.
so they're selling chametz. Theoretically, I don't think there should be any problem with the cashier, checking out and ringing up the non-Jewish items, but the chametz items.
Well, you wouldn't be buying chametz items.
Right, they wouldn't be buying chametz. Now the question is, what happens if you come in to buy? Can you ring it up?
Well,
Can
that's
you
a
ring
good
it up for
question.
them? That would be a question. Let's say you're a religious Jew, and you need for whatever reason you have to work on Chol Hamoed. So you're there in ShopRite or wherever those big supermarkets are, right? And you see all these Jews walking, buying Wonder Bread and Oreo cookies and Kellogg's cornflakes and all that stuff.
Right.
Can you ring those things up on their, knowing they're going to be doing this? In theory, it might be permissible because they're going to buy it whether you check them out or not. You're not enabling them to actually get the chametz. But anyway,
Right.
just one of the risks of living in Chutz La'aretz, I guess. But here, this is talking about your own chametz, right? So if you have your own chametz, and a person did not dispose of it properly before Pesach, so there's now a kanas, a penalty, with the Rabbanan, that he can't get any benefit from that chametz which survived Pesach. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. So he nicho shogeg. Okay. So what it was left over unintentionally, shelo yada me'oto chametz, that he did not know
Right,
about this comment.
This was comments he didn't know about. For some reason, he didn't know about this comment.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I
Well,
knew.
let's say, let's say after Pesach, he goes to his gym locker. Right, he sees his gym locker. He sees there he's got his granola bars. Got a 6-pack of granola bars in his gym locker. Oh, I forgot to check here. So apparently there'll be also Bahanon. Has to throw them in the garbage, throw them down the toilet, burn them.
Wow.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So when he did the bottle, he made those granola bars ownless.
Right.
So now when he finds them, he doesn't own them.
Right. So that's going to go into the question to the extent of the bittul. How far does it go? I mean, that's a separate question. Right now, the Mishnah Berurah is just dealing with a case where he didn't really know about it,
But I'm just thinking that if the bottle worked, then this is chametz that was not owned by a Jew on Pesach, so it should be permissible. He should be able to reacquire it.
yeah. So that's a question. Now that the chametz was discovered, what did the chachamim do with the original bittul that was made? Was this talking about where there was no bittul made or not? So we'll have to see. Hold on.
Okay. So anos, which was what beyond his control.
Right.
Lamar sheyada ela shahaya anus. What that is to say, he didn't no sheyada that he knew that it was unintentional.
No, here is Inus Ratzlan Shiyada. He knew there was chametz. He knew this was chametz. He knew he had this chametz, right?
Oh, right.
Ella, rather, however, sha'anis shlo yochel levaro. He was in Inus. He was not able to mevarer it, right?
Okay, right.
Meaning he knew he for some reason. Let's say he got in a plane and then he realized, when he's flying to England on the morning of Pesach, he's going to get to England at 1 p.m. Erev Pesach. He's going to get to London, and but now he realizes he's got that pizza pie in the freezer. He forgot he was going to give that to the to the fire. He was going to put that in the fire, but he forgot to take that out of the freezer. So now he realizes, he's got himself a pizza pie in his freezer, right? And let's say, theoretically, if he realized it before the Zman Isser, so he could still do a bittul, and that might save him from the kanas. We haven't seen that yet. But let's say he realizes it after. Let's say for some reason he didn't do the bittul. He forgot to do the bittul, right? So then he'd be a little bit stuck. Let's see. We'll see how the Mishnah Berurah deals with these cases.
What is this word, levaro?
Levar, to destroy it. That's from bir chometz, the destruction of the chometz.
Okay. Yafal P. Divazet lo avar abal yeraeh. But and therefore, with this, it doesn't, Berura, it doesn't
Afilu
guess that
haki,
he sees it.
right? Right.
Mhm.
Ratzlo Meshidah, he knows. She'ala Yoinus Shelo Yochel Levar, he wasn't able to destroy it. Avafa Pi Shebezeh Lo over. Even in this case, even though he wasn't over Bal Yira, he wasn't over Bal Yira, right? Because again, he probably made the bittul, so he's not going to be over Bal Yira. Afilu Haki, nevertheless, Konsin Hatira Atu Visur. We still made a kanas, a penalty, that which was in mutter. So in theory, this should be mutter, but still we made a complete across the board kanas, that which is mutter because of that which was us.
Uh-huh.
And I see it's 10:30.
Yeah,
So
so I'm
I guess
gonna have to
we'll
excuse
continue.
myself.
We'll have to continue with this tomorrow. Just
Okay,
getting started with.
Not me.
very good.
Okay, so
Thank
Luke,
you,
you said
Rabbi.
tomorrow you may not be with us tomorrow, you said.
Tomorrow, tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30. So, and it's kind of far. So, I'll probably be leaving here about 9:30. So
Okay,
I might tune into the class for a few minutes, but then I'll be gone.
Okay, so I'll be hosting tomorrow then.
Very
All right.
good. Have a good day.
Thank you
You
too.
too,
Everybody
Mayor.
well. Have a good day, Mayor. Have a good day, Lou.
Bye now.
Okay, bye-bye.